Now that the solar eclipse is officially over, let's talk some Arizona Cardinal football. Today, we're going to be diving into who the Arizona Cardinals have met in the Combine, as well as who the Arizona Cardinals have met with their top 30 visits. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we cover everything Arizona Cardinals, all breaking news, rumors, reports, everything surrounding your Arizona Cardinals. So definitely subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Now, before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the channel members of the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube. We are doing a pretty big giveaway here. We got a total of 3 2024 Arizona Cardinal draft hats that we will be giving away. 2 of them to channel members, and it's as simple as just becoming a channel member. I believe it starts off at $1.99 for the entirety of the month. So definitely go ahead and become a channel member and get a chance at winning one of these. Now, all I ask from you is to go ahead and follow me here on one of my social platforms, whether that's going to be Twitter/X or Instagram, so we're able to get a shipping address if you do win one of these hats. All right, everybody, let's go and get started here. Let's dive right into who the Arizona Cardinals have met with during the NFL Combine and using their top 30 visits as well. Now, also, please keep in mind here that just because you hear a name here does not mean that the Arizona Cardinals will use their 4th overall pick for somebody that's, valued or targeted in the 3rd round, right? This is going to be something where the Cardinals have interest in a lot of these prospects out there, and some of them they're not going to be able to get to, right? Because you will hear a lot of names that are projected to go in the 1st round. Does not mean the Cardinals are going to go all in and get 5 first-round picks. I just want to be very, very clear. Right now we got 2 first-round picks. We got the 4th overall and the 27th overall, and then a total of 11 picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. So now let's first get started here with the Arizona Cardinals formal interviews that happened during the Combine. The Cardinals met with players such as Braylon Trice, which is an edge player that obviously the Cardinals have interest in some edge prospects out there. So Braylon Trice is a name that they have met with. Terrion Arnold, which is a player that I would really love the Arizona Cardinals to potentially go after. Now, if you were to project a Arizona Cardinal organization to get a Terrion Arnold, you most likely will have to trade up that 27th overall. And I did a very familiar mock draft here that a lot of people kind of had some disagreements with, but hey, mock draft at the end of the day here. Now, the Cardinals do have interest in Terrion Arnold. They have met with him in the Combine and also used, I believe, a top 30 visit on him as well. Now, we have some other players on here like McKenny Jackson, defensive tackle from Texas A&M. You also have the Arizona Cardinals meeting with J.C. Latham, an offensive lineman from Alabama. Right now, I'm kind of seeing a trend. We have a lot of trenches and a lot of defense right now for these formal interviews that happened in the Combine. Now, let's continue to go ahead and read this list off where we got Olu Fashanu, which is a guy that was projected to be somewhere in the top 5 in the 2024 NFL Draft, but I feel like somewhere along the lines the draft stock really took a hit, and he's now projected to still be top 10. If not top 10, then definitely top 15 in the 2024 NFL Draft. But there was kind of a consensus of Joe Alt and Olu Fashanu being the number 1 tackles, but now it kind of seems like Joe Alt is that number 1 tackle in the 2024 NFL Draft. So they met with him, Olu Fashanu. The Arizona Cardinals also met with Roma Dunze, which we've spoke about this before. The Cardinals have met with the top 3 wide receivers in the NFL Draft, Roma Dunze, Malik Neighbors, as well as Marvin Harrison Jr., but we are focusing right now on the Combine. So we spoke and met with Roma Dunze. We also met with edge rusher Latu, right? I can never say his name. He is the edge rusher from UCLA, which has a lot of intrigue amongst, the NFL organizations out there that definitely want to pick him up. So Latu is a name that the Cardinals have met with. And then another player out there is Toledo cornerback Quinion Mitchell. Now, another prospect that the Arizona Cardinals have met, and don't freak out here, the Arizona Cardinals did meet with a quarterback here in, I believe it was the Combine interviews. I believe his name is Devaeus Richards. Now, I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be using a top 100 pick on him, and we truly, honestly don't need it here at the end of the day because the Arizona Cardinals did make a trade for Desmond Ridder. I do believe he is going to be the quarterback 2 for the Arizona Cardinals, or if not him, then there's going to be a quarterback controversy for QB2 in training camp and preseason with him and Clayton Tune. So we'll have to wait and see how that shakes out, but the Cardinals did meet with a Devaeus Richards. Now, if you look at his stats, nothing really explosive out there, but over 2,100 yards passing passing, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but he is a big-bodied quarterback, 6'3", 215 pounds. This is a quarterback that the Arizona Cardinals at least had some sort of intrigue with. Talk about here about the top 30 visits. Now, there were some questions out there saying what happens in these top 30 visits. Is it a workout? I don't think it's a workout here. I think the workouts are mainly done here in the pro days as well as the combine. There are some players like Marvin Harrison Jr. that really hasn't done any of these, you know, outside of college workouts, right? But like there's some, you know, I guess official workouts, right? He does work out on his own, and we kind of know exactly what Marvin Harrison Jr. is at the end of the day. So it doesn't really matter. But when it comes down to these top 30 visits, I believe it's more of a formality type of thing, actually trying to get these prospects to know them on a personal level. I don't think they're going to work out. Now, if they do, that's a surprise to me, but I think it's going to be more of a trying to get to know them more on a personal level more than anything. So let's dive into here who the Arizona Cardinals have met so far with the top 30 visits. Now, like I said earlier, we are about over 2 weeks away for the start of the NFL draft. So there is going to be some fluctuation and some more people added to this list, but these are the people that we know of so far. Right now, there is defensive tackle Christian Boyd, which we've seen some videos out there that looks really, really good from Christian Boyd. Right now, this man does stand 6'4", 317 pounds, 2.5 sacks in the 2023 season. So definitely not somebody that you're going to be, you know, looking for multiple, you know, double-digit sacks type of guy, but definitely somebody that's going to be dominant in the defensive line, right? Like somebody that's going to be able to stop the run, and maybe somebody that's just going to be a big focal point on that D line. So the Cardinals have a interest in him, which, you know, I can definitely see the Cardinals definitely using a late round pick if he's there to potentially take a swing on a Christian Boyd. So definitely like that. But let's continue here on to the next prospect. The Cardinals also have met with Georgia State offensive tackle Travis Glover as well. So there's that. The Cardinals have also met with Washington Huskies running back Dylan Johnson, which is also intriguing to me. This guy's 6 foot, 218 pounds. He had over, actually he had 1,195 yards rushing, 16 touchdowns, and averaged about 5.1 yards a carry. So definitely a guy that has a lot of tread, and he's really, really young left to go. So Cardinals are maybe wanting to eyeball a running back in the later parts of the draft. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of catch myself sometimes getting a running back in the top 90 when I do these mock drafts. It probably won't happen. If it does, that would be awesome to bring in a Blake Corum. I'm just saying. But right now, I don't think I had an official report saying that the Cardinals have met with them, but I really like him as a prospect. But maybe the Cardinals will definitely address the running back in the later parts of the draft as well, because like I said before, we have 11 picks in the 2024 NFL draft, and that's not including any of these undrafted rookies that we're going to be bringing in as well. So Dylan Johnson is a name to definitely look out for. Now let's continue on this list. The Cardinals have also met with wide receiver from USC, Brendan Rice, which I've been a big advocate of the Arizona Cardinals potentially double dipping in this 2024 NFL draft on wide receiver. We absolutely need it, and he is a name that's kind of getting thrown around and hype around him, right? Because his dad is Jerry Rice, Hall of Fame wide receiver, played for the 49ers for years. Let's keep moving here to the next prospect. The Cardinals also met with Auburn cornerback, is it Naheem Pritchett, I believe it is. A huge need in cornerback, right? So definitely not a surprise there. Let's keep it going here. The Cardinals also met with Taylor Upshaw, which is defensive end from Arizona. The Cardinals also met with, no surprise, Marvin Harrison Jr., which is seen to be one of the best wide receivers in the 2024 NFL draft. It's pretty exciting there that we're at least doing our due diligence and bringing him in. So Cardinals met with him, so that's exciting there. The Cardinals also met with Xavier Worthy, which is the guy who already has the record of the best 40 in the NFL Combine. Awesome talent. I don't know if the Cardinals will double dip in the first round pertaining to, you know, getting a wide receiver and a wide receiver for the 4th overall pick and the 27th overall pick, but definitely I believe Xavier Worthy most likely will be a first round talent towards the end part of the first round. It was also met again with Christian Boyd, so they double dipped in the top 30 visit. They met with them in the Combine and then also a top 30 visit as well. The Cardinals also met with Jacob Cowing, another wide receiver from Arizona. The Cardinals also met with Louisville cornerback Jarvis Brownlee. Right, there's some guys on here that I don't really know too much about, but, you know, I'm just kind of throwing names at you. If you guys do know them, definitely let me know here in the comments below. Cardinals also met here with Roma Dunze. We mentioned this a little earlier. Cardinals met with the top 3 wide receivers already: Roma Dunze, Malik Neighbors, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Another cornerback that the Arizona Cardinals have met with is Kentucky cornerback Andrew Phillips. Cardinals also had another top 30 visit here with J.C. Latham. Arizona Cardinals also met with Terrion Arnold again in a top 30 visit. So we met with them in the combine as well as the top 30 visit. So there's definitely some interest there for sure. Definitely some interest there. Chop Robinson was a name that was kind of thrown out there maybe within the last like 5 days, maybe to a week, that Chop Robinson was a guy that's most likely will be picked up here in the first round. And I really, really do like Chop Robinson. I really do. If he falls to 27, I won't be mad at taking a swing at him. But Cardinals have met with them, which is pretty exciting. The Cardinals also met here with Charles Turner, LSU center. Cardinals also met here with another wide receiver, Jalen McMillan, which I don't know if this guy's going to be second round, maybe third round. If not third round, definitely outside the top 100, but he's 6'1", 192 pounds, had 559 yards and 5 touchdowns this last year. And he did play with the Washington Huskies. So I'm seeing a lot of Washington Huskies on this list. Cardinals obviously seem to really like what they're doing over there in Washington, so not mad at it. Now, another player that the Arizona Cardinals have met with is Ray Davis, a running back here from the Kentucky Wildcats. Now, he had a total of over 1,100 yards in the 2023 season, 14 touchdowns. So this tells me here that the Arizona Cardinals have already met with 2 different running backs that we most likely will try to address the running back position here for the future, right? Obviously, James Conner is going to be that guy, but we've had a lot of injuries from James Conner, and he can't stay healthy for an entire 16 game or I guess 17 game stretch now. So the Cardinals are definitely looking for some reassurance in the draft. So I'm not mad at it. I really like the idea of that anyway. So another player the Cardinals met with here is Dallas Turner. Yes, this is the same Dallas Turner that Monty Ossenfort ended up doing that shimmy when I believe he ended up seeing him run the 40. And yeah, Dallas Turner looks like to be a really, really good prospect. And we'll see. We'll see what happens there. As of right now, that seems to be the main list that I have right here in front of me that the Cardinals have met with those prospects. Now, please keep in mind, like I said earlier, that we are over 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. So that list is going to be changing, ever changing. And can we possibly meet with another prospect that you like? Yeah, absolutely, right? The Cardinals do have a top 30 visit technically. And if how I'm reading this right now, we definitely have more room for more players to potentially come in. So the Cardinals to get to know them in a personal level. So let me know here, what are your thoughts here of any of these guys that we've mentioned today that you are intrigued with that the Arizona Cardinals could potentially go after, maybe in the late rounds, in the top 100? What are your thoughts here in the comments below? Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cards.